best. Okay, and then real discovery is very little. Doesn't mean innovation is not important. Just say, if you're looking for a pure innovative job in the engineering, in the industry, that's not easy. But one exception is if during your time staying in school, or when you start working for others, if you have a blink, you have very niche, very unique observation that fit into a real innovation, you can try. Okay. And I don't know whether you learned about S-curve, about the product life cycle. Have you seen this? Please raise your hand. Okay. A typical life cycle of a product or service. If you get in, the first stage is the investment. You have to figure out how to do it. Your boss has to pay for your salary. And then when you have a solid product come out, market are watching, but watch carefully. Some are very unique people who like to try your product. And then you have good chance when people really appreciate your product, you have a fast growth. But after a certain period of time, the products mature, your competitors are all flood in the market, so your growth is slowed down. And sometimes going down, but sometimes going flat. This is a typical curve. We just try to describe the life cycle of product. Through your job career, you probably went into 2 or 3. If you're talking about Starbucks cup, maybe, electronics, maybe every 6 months you have the S-curve come out. If you talk about like satellite or aerospace, that's 30 years you have an S-curve. So in which business you fit in your character or your interest, you have to think. The red one is the financial perspective. You have to lose a lot of money at the very beginning and taking off, and then when market is getting mature, your profit is going down. Okay, briefly speaking, that means if you want to set up your own business, then you have to think of at the very beginning, is anyone will start helping you. Actually, usually I discourage you come out of the school right away to start your own company. A lot of things can make a company fail. Learn from others. You join a good company, no matter big or small, you learn from them, and then you try your own. The reason why I mentioned this one is through your life, probably goes to one product, and then you have to jump to another one. Another one at the beginning doesn't look good, but has a better future. So in a company, sometimes when the division's business is getting very well, some people say, that's enough, I want to join for the next. But some people prefer to stay. It's up to you. But more important is this curve. I think most of you, the knowledge or skills you learn from school are quite state of art. But those new areas, this is Gartner's curve. That means any new technology come out, at the very beginning, very good future, very good story. So people start getting excited. Okay, exciting, and then a lot of investors or people will jump in to make you continue and encourage you. So you get more hard and hard on this topic. But when you hit some certain point, reality comes in. Some people's dream will bust, but some people will continue. But at that time, most of investors, they're bust. So they left you, but some people stick up. It's bad during a certain bad time and incubation, continue the technology improvement, and then you reach real maturity coming out, and then it's real technology. It's commercializable. So then if we connect these two, this is what I try to say. A product like this, but if a product comes in with new technology, there's another curve underneath. This is a real venture. It's up to you. Like me, I prefer this sector. It's very exciting. Every day we have a challenge. It's tough life, a little sleep, but every day I feel I'm exciting. I'm ahead of the world. That kind of feeling. Okay. But some people say my body is too late. They're too early. My strengths, I like to join product. I don't want to be bothered by trying and error on the technology side. I prefer a more stable technology, but I can use it into real product or real service. It's this way. Some people say, this is still too much. My capabilities is good at, like, if you give me one, I can expand 100 times on the market, but don't give me premature things. Then you fit into this area. It's really up to you to choose, because all those cycles, there's an opening. It's really up to you where you want to meet. But you have to understand yourself first. Your intention, your characters, and also people around you sometimes, like your family. Another thing I have to warn you is in Taiwan, we usually make mistakes. Okay, this is an industrial chain. Like the things a new company or new product coming out, we start from market analysis, R&D. This is a workflow. Okay. And then people will think the smiling curve is for the workflow. That's wrong. That means, you have better return, you have a better value contribution from the beginning toward the end. Okay. So that means those areas are low value add. This is not right for every case. Okay. In some mature manufacturing item, it's like this. Designer has some more contribution, and then the production one will be pressed like 5% or 4% on gross margin. That's very low price because people think you have a little contribution. Maybe in the future we have time to share more. What I mean is you need to look into the interest you are in, the industry you are interested in, to decide your work. What will be the value contribution of that job toward the industry? The industry may be a young new one. Your R&D work will be the dominant contribution to that industry. If you go to an existing, famous, good with good training and good pay company, but R&D department, they just want to use, every year you just have a incremental improvement, then your contribution to your company will not be high. But another things you have to remember, the world changes so fast. If we talk about double of the GDP, United Kingdom in the Industrial Revolution, it takes 154 years to double the GDP. US, 53 years. China's growth, 12 years. India, 16, okay, but will be accelerated. The world change, a lot of story you heard about the industry, about the jobs in the past, is very different now because of the speed. And please remember, migration will continue. the major reason come on the next page. The migration of the industries distribution will continue to move from China out of India and go to Africa. This will not stop. Business going back to US, it will continue. Can somebody tell me why, for labor costs so high, the business or even some manufacturing job will continue to go back to US?
Because they are a big country, they're capitalists.
Well, people just want to buy cheaper things with the same quality, right? Yeah. Any other? Why they think industry in US, even in manufacturing, can be competitive?
I think it is just because they have a lot of resources. I mean, they have a lot of great people. They can do anything better. They can build a lot of new machines. Or they can.
But tennis shoes still, the prices is important, right? If it's the same quality. Okay. Automation is one of the major reasons. Yes, because when all this process of making the shoes, include material supply, everything, all the process coming, if you come, and in the past maybe 10 or 20 years, all the processes are continually improved. So the salary portion of the whole product become limited. So if you have, and the efficiency getting high, the labor ingredients in the product, in many of the products, the difference are insignificant. But others, logistics, time to market, or even political employment issue, those are getting more and more important. So the world is, the manufacturing world especially, is very different from what we thought like 20 years ago, very different. And if you see the next few pages, you know your opportunity, you start from Taiwan, but your opportunity is everywhere. This is a very important page. This is a McKinsey's chart. Workers 2020 estimation. The whole world labor supply, it will be short of more than 41 million people with a high skill. Okay. You probably fit into either this one or semi skill. Even you're fit into this one, very soon, after a few years, you belong to this one. The whole world is short of supply of high skills and semi-skilled laborers. That under assumption is all the training and education facility in the world put into the full speed of raising new employee. Still a shortage like this. What's this? People with elementary school degree or junior high, there are almost close to 100 million people left without a new job. The residual. This is a headache for all the governments. They have to feed those new entrants from the very beginning. So this number does not include China, because people just don't know how many people in China are fit into these categories. It's a lot. So that the whole world will pay a lot more on this area, especially this one. So for those migration, most of the industry experience can be found in Taiwan. That means if you stay here for quite a while, you don't need to stay too long. Then you can learn a lot of skills enough to be a venture or leader during this migration story. you're young, right? You have another 30 years or 40 years before you retire, right? Okay, very possible you will run into these two. Usually we think they're one singularity point, but I think there are two. It's a competition between human and machine. Singularity one is that when human lead, when AI can be competitive to work with us, the whole world will change a lot. But when we move to the second singularity point, that means AI is so very powerful. If you see a lot of scientific movies, they talk to the spaceship. Yeah, that's how they work. AI lead everything, but smart human, you work with them. Okay, this is another productivity growth. You will run into these two singularity based on your age. Right? We probably...
Yeah, I don't worry about that.
If we have time, we talk about this. The leader, no matter a small group leader or a CEO in the future, the requirement to be a leader will be very, very different from today's business school's definition. I also teach in EMBA. Okay, so I can feel that it's the future leader is very different from today. When you look at that, no matter what business you are in, when you work hard for a while, you will naturally you will become a small leader, small group leader, and later you have a chance to going up. It's very different. Please don't look at the old boss, to try to copy them, because their qualification to be a future leader may be much less than you. So, one thing you definitely will run into is, sorry to say that, school. No matter how hard faculties or university try to match, try to teach you to be a industrially needed personnel. This happens never enough, especially today, because the world's changed so fast. Industry doesn't know what people they need in the future, so they cannot tell the university, say, train those type of people. Those are what might need. Let me share briefly. When we do a strategic planning for a company in the past, we're looking into 10 years. Okay, like McKinsey, we're looking to 10 years, and then 5 years, and 3 years, and then more detailed plan. But nowadays, never go up to 5 years, because it's meaningless. The world changes so fast. Okay. Some companies, our industry, software, 3 years is maximum, because it changes so fast. If you get into a school today as a freshman, how your future potential employee, how do they know? After 4 years or 2 years master program, 6 years or even PhD, how do they know what kind of people they need? This is very important. When schools and the industry keep pointing fingers to each other, that's the key. Nobody knows. So being flexible, adaptive, and you keep learning to the new things coming out. That's the fundamental things you have to do from the day you left this campus. Okay. Now we go to the second segment. There are about 12, definitely more, 12 areas that might influence us fiercely. Let's say the horizontal axis, that's the size of the industrial segment. For example, this is IoT. So this is a size in billions US dollars. This is a sign of this area will happen in the future. For just this one. Okay, sorry, just this point. with the radius, that's how much it will bring up with it, the effective peripheral industry. This is the IoT itself, but this is the IoT's impact business in trillion of US dollars. This is huge, huge. The biggest one is about mobile internet. And we talk about 3D printing. Looks like a very small one, $0.4 trillion. It's a big industry. So those are 12 sectors identified as high potential. There's some, let me say that again, there's some more. Those are the future, very likely, as a fast-growing, good opportunities, and you have more chances involved. And congratulations, most of the area, your background fit well into those areas. I categorize into a few groups. Mobile internet, IoT, and cloud technology. I think this is what you already learned here. Automation of white-collar automation, robotics, autonomic or automatic vehicles. These vehicles include car, aircraft, or ships. Those are another one. Usually it mixed with software, firmware, and control, and physical product. These three areas are energy related. Advanced oil and gas include the shale oil, renewable energy storage. Look at energy used to be the shining area, but it's still big and still keep growing. But it's compared with others, opportunity just that small. Advanced materials, start from industrial revolution. This never stopped, but it's very difficult to break through. Every time the new material coming out, all other things are being benefited, but the progress is slow. 3D printing, okay, and then genetically related. This has a very bright future, but within the next 5 to 10 years, most of the activity are still in the research area. Okay, this is for the whole world, no matter where you are, in Taiwan, you're in China, wherever you are, this is the opportunity. And I will say congratulations again, because you fit into almost all the sectors, but except one thing. What you learn today will retire very, very fast. Okay, because it become obsolete. So after a few years, you have to review yourself. Okay. Based on that, another perspective, look at the future, what will be the heart, is where the money goes. Taiwan is still quite high about high-tech venture capital investment. That means we will not stop. And if you look at the area, they invest. Okay, this is Taiwan's venture capital invest, 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay, the wider means more money invest come from these 3 years. Internet, healthcare, biotech, electronics, optical electronics, IC industry, still hard. IoT, cloud, and fintech, others, and also enterprise software, mobile communication, this compared with new area. This is how Taiwan's investor look into next step of Taiwan's high-tech industry. So you can use this as a reference. Now we go back to one of the strongest industry, that's semiconductor industry. I don't need to tell you all the details, you probably know a lot. It will keep growing, until the semiconductor story will end up when? Can somebody tell me what happened that this industry will? some artist regulation. When it stops, then the whole industry will change.
Recently with the Moore's law.
Yeah, more slow. But now it's being extended for a few years. So this is still the mainstream high-tech industry. They have most of the capital money in hand. They are very competitive. And if you look into, okay, this is what happened in the past. I joined the industry from here. I joined the venture capital from here. Look at today, okay? But more important is Taiwan has this being established. We have, based on TSMC's manufacturing competitiveness, we build an industry cluster along the value chain of the industry. This is very strong, and Taiwan is still very competitive. And China is trying to duplicate it or take it away. So this is one that you can consider. Then we go to optical one. LED, TFT LCD used to be quite shiny. Now the competition is horrible. Okay. But this is still a big industry, to a lot of the new potential. And more important is the photovoltaic, the hybrid of semiconductor and the green energy. This is a new area. Still, this is a growing area. Let me share with something of you is the solar cell. Used to be used a polysilicon base and then totally replaced by thin film. Now, a few new technology coming in. Actually, Taiwan has quite good base from here, but short of investment, this is very rare. Finally, Taiwan has some capability, build up equipment and product technology for advanced solar cell. But very little people want to invest, just don't know why. Okay, but I try to say is green energy is still a good field in the future. Metallic one still a hard area in the long future, because if you see electric car or the energy technology will go into the grid, digital controlled grid. That means every corner of the energy will be saved, will be restored, will be picked up, and then with a better use of it. Okay. So this is a lot of new opportunity in this area, and especially now the key is not on the material, it's on the network management, with all these. So this could be an area for next Taiwan. And also in software area, media content, and media content creation or service content. Taiwan is relatively fit well to produce meeting or close to advanced, for example, like movie post-production, production or post-production. Taiwan is very well during this production or post-production. But for the very advanced one, you still need to go to like Hollywood or go to New York for that one. But we are very competitive in this one. Still, quite a lot of companies who do the digital production, no matter for theater or for animation, actually run by people from Taiwan, overseas or in Taiwan. We hope this is a high potential area for us too. But this is most exciting. If you look at what Wall Street said about how hot the AI is, actually, I mean, to us, we come from that area. shouldn't be that hard. Then we realized they put an old area we call automation. Called whole area of automation under intelligent. We used to call smart product. Now they call it intelligent product. So a big business is there, right? And then something you heard about, so from robotics, IoT, those things. Something can move, something can jump, something can more behave like a person. Those are the biggest and still growing area. And then they will add AI technology into this one. So this is a high potential for us. Okay, this is a lot of IoT opportunity, but more important to say, when IoT come with the big data, this is a hard altogether, because big data is very capable, but they need a lot of data. Okay, no matter old data, people like you to use or not, collecting big data, that capability, especially real-time data, this is what IoT is good at. So they both have high potential, and when they combine together, this is an extremely big area. Okay, so the IoT actually triggers what Taiwan can do very well is a sensor. Taiwan actually export or manufacture a lot of different sensors already for today's automation world, from RFID, wireless sensor, and all those devices. It's a hybrid of physical and virtual, and hybrid of engineering work and software development. This is what Taiwan can do best. So this is a good area to jump in. Now, extended to the sensor, they're moving toward communicate with people's direct feeling or direct sensing of the human sense. This is a new area, and this is keep growing. Go up to wearing device. There's a consumer side. It's a huge market. If you remember the chart, the biggest three circles, it's all combined together. This is the hardest area for Taiwan. And also, yes, and some APP go to the mobile phone. Mobile phone is a CPE, customer premises equipment. It's something never been closer to the human being. All the CPE we use on the desk or put on the drawer, but mobile phone we carry next to our body. Never happened, and they will never leave. So they will stay with. Before our technology can directly communicate with our head, our brain. This is the closest one we can get, and a lot of the space going there. One thing I have to say, if you think of, a few people can sit down together to develop an APP and try to sell it. That kind of time has gone. Now you probably need a few more people, more solid ideas all together to develop more sophisticated APP. Then you have a chance to go to the market. Medicare, this is huge. I have to say that Taiwan has an advantage of the service in the medical, because during our time, if you are good students, people expect you either become electrical or software engineer, or you should become a medical doctor. So have a lot of brain power in their industry in Taiwan. And they just couldn't stand up, just making money by fixing people. A lot of people jump into the future service through the network, through all kinds of technology. Taiwan it's not an easy area, but Taiwan will have some good opportunity in that area. All these, when we combined, data technology, combine network technology, all these things, IoT, then the biggest application for smart city. We talk about smart city, is we say all the buildings, all the utility facilities, or even your armies are fully of those intelligent systems all together. So this is a big area. All what we discussed before can be implemented as a part of the smart city. Be realistic. One thing grow very fast is robotics in the factory. So robotics in the space exploration, in the military service. Do you know what's this for? Scale. This is a robot. You move this way like a scale. What's this for? Huh? Yeah, it is made by nanotechnology, but what's the purpose? Go to your body to clean for you. Yeah. Well, it will be more. The cleaning is the current research, and this is a Da Vinci. Okay, those all, and this is service robot. This is industrial robot. The application is just started. Okay. So this all part of your potential future. Then, as I mentioned, vehicle. Okay, this is a hard issue, but I'm not sure how far it can reach. Okay, we can talk about delivered cargoes through the UAV. Actually, ships. The first ships fully automated, no human being, are launched by Rolls-Royce company in England. There's only few sailors on the ship. Why we need fully automatic ships? Of course, it can come out a fleet with just very few people. Why we want to reduce pilot? We used to have the 3 pilots in the cockpit, then we have 2, and sometimes now people are allowed 1. And still, many people try to get rid of that one. Why we prefer unmanned than manned? Can anybody make a guess?
Humans sometimes make mistakes. Human error.
Yes, make more mistakes than system. Yeah. Who pushed the most? Insurance company. They know best. Okay. And in the factory, of course, all the new technology, but more important in the logistics. What area, why logistics will be most automated sector nowadays? Why? Can somebody make a guess? Faster, yes. 24 hours. I mean, no labor problem, right? Anything else?
Walking and stuff. Walking and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. And there's one more reason. If you look at a job, it's more standard process. Yeah, it's SOP. So no matter you move to China, to India, all work well. If this is mature enough, based on a lot of standard process, it's easy to be automated. Yeah. Okay. This is future for you. Of course, all kinds of UAV. Please remember this factory of the future. And whether you call factory 4.0, China manufacturing in year 2025, no matter what you call, factory automation will continue. All kinds of factory will continue. All this will happen when you are still in the job market. And now there's one thing called AI, not existed in those 12 circles, because it's everywhere. It's every sector. AI has an impact on it. Those are the basic areas in the past. But at least from my perspective, the traditional expert system, the neural, and the genetic algorithm probably will dominate this in the long run. Maybe I'll be wrong, but all those areas, no matter which one you're in, will be applied to all the circles, and all the circles doesn't exist in the previous page. This is a revolution. The market pickup will be slow, just like any other new technology, but will be there. When you are ready, when you go out for work, learn from very basic skills, and learn how to deal with people, and all the management, and all this insurance issue. You are getting mature in your area, and you are more ready to go into this. Okay, if we look at this year 2017, if you look at the cycle, those are different technologies lining up to be realized. They move this way, toward this direction. I check. Those are AI directly related. This is a new application area, but AI directly. The circle means partial or indirectly related. Almost all the sectors are AI related. Almost all. Okay. Before checking on this, I'm not sure about how long this time AI will go. But when we look at this curve, all the lining up new things are AI based. This is real. Okay, I don't need to, I think you are more expert than me on those areas. When people talk about big data in Taiwan, our first question is, do we have big data to work on? Because most of our database are small. But each of us, our own self, ourselves, is a big data source. This has along with the medical care, this is an area that we can be sure of. Now, because of time, this page I usually share with everyone. Really change our history is two things: climate change and technology. But if you look back, I don't know in your country, during our time in the past, we read the history book. Never talk about climates, never talk about technology, or talk about big people, kingdoms, or that kind of story. But really, the impacts come from these two. Okay? And one thing is more under our control is technology. But this is a scientific author, there's great people, I like his books. The future is already here. It is just not very evenly distributed. If you live in Taiwan, we are at the early 21st century, right? If you go to some other place, maybe they are late 20s. You go to far away someplace, some people still live in 19th century. This is the world. But if you come from the advanced world, go back to the more primitive one, you probably have better chance in your business, but also you probably have more risk. This but give you a big space where you want to go and what kind of timing you like to stay. A few things. When you go out, no matter what your first job is, maybe you don't like it, but you have to love it, because you can learn a lot from your very first job. If you don't like it, maybe you still don't like it after 2 years, you can switch. But you try to love what you were provided and try to practice or learn whatever chance you have. And when you go out, the world also change. Everything is uncertain. In school, he protect you, okay?
They don't need my protection.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But you're still babysitting there, right?
Try to.
Right. But if you go to real world, very few people will tell you what is the really exactly happen. Okay, you have to make judgment. And the third one, in Taiwan and in China, people talk about starting up. Please think, do you have enough ingredients, technology or business, or do you have enough ingredients to start up a company that can last or can survive? Okay. And also, are you ready? You won't let your company crash because of some innocent management or business, some mistake, instead of your major technological error. Okay. So try to learn first, and then try starting up. If you do future industry, we have talked about this problem solving skills. This is from my experience in the past, how those advanced countries, when they win by this.